Welcome back to the Fit Soul podcast or YouTube, wherever you're consuming this content. My name is Amy Ramsey. I am your podcast host, your YouTube host, whatever I am. But today I'm kicking off a new series, and I'm really excited about this because I talk a lot about I'm a certified high performance coach. And I'm going to be breaking down what that means, but high performance habits. How to unlock high performance. What does that mean? It's like kind of getting your edge back. But I'm going to take 4 weeks to break this down because what I have for you is a framework that is game changer. It is game changer. It can be, you can utilize this for spiritual growth, for personal development, professional development. And in my own life, as I started to utilize the exact strategies and frameworks I'm going to be teaching you, it has radically changed my life. In fact, this year, as we're starting to get to the end of 2024, I really feel like I hit Amy 2.0. And it is because I've implemented everything I'm going to be sharing with you here. So if we haven't met before, my name is Amy Ramsey. I am like I just said, a certified high performance coach. I'm also a certified life coach, a nutrition, health and wellness coach. And I am all about helping my clients walk worthy of the calling that's in their lives, to have the energy, to have the clarity, the focus, the drive, to do everything that they're called to do, to increase their impact and their stewardship, and to really, you know, to really, I guess I'm going deep kind of quick. At the end of our life, when we're standing before the Lord, to hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I know that if you're listening to this, you're probably a woman of faith, and that's really important to you too. So how we manage ourselves here in this human experience and really tap into our full potential is everything. And it's kind of hard in the world of distractions. So I want to really give you this framework. This is game changer. You may want to take some notes. I'm going to break this down into 4 different parts. This is really a blueprint to growth, a blueprint to purpose, and a blueprint to success. And success is whatever we define it as in life. And so for me, success is I want to maximize, I want to unleash the potential that God's put inside of me. I want to live authentically into the woman that he has created me to be. And I want to steward the gifts that he's put inside of me well. I want to use them well. I want to use them in good works and service to him. Now, I want to define for you what high performance is. So I spent tens of thousands of dollars on certifications and learning neuroscience and all of these powerful things that really are skills that will help you get to the next level. In fact, I just got off of a coaching call with a client, and we were going through a clarity chart, going through a framework I was teaching her. And I was like, "Okay, what are you going to do with this moving forward?" And she's like, "Well, I thought you were going to tell me what to do." I'm like, "I'm going to help show you a framework." But once you have clarity of who you are, the best of who you are, and who you're becoming, and what's most important to you in your life. So a lot of high performers, high achievers, and maybe you can relate with this, and I know for sure I can relate with this, define success as maybe making a certain amount of money or having a certain level of achievement in a professional level. And that can be like the drive. But the problem with that is number one, is that can get us out of alignment very quickly with what does God say that he wants for us. But also it can get us out of alignment with having thriving relationships with the relationships that matter most in our lives. So here's how I want to define high performance. It's reaching and sustaining long-term success while also maintaining well-being and healthy, positive relationships. There's a lot of people who get really successful, but they don't have healthy relationships, or they've let their health go. So keeping this idea of wellness, of relationships, and of your personal or business professional all in balance is the definition that we are going to work with today. Now, as we're starting to just break this down, the first part of what I want you to consider is an integrative approach to how you're actually made and how you are designed, how God made you. So God made you spirit. When you're a believer, this is actually only for believers, the Spirit of God is housed in us, okay? We're made of body, our physical, how we connect with the world, our senses. And then our soul is the essence of who we are. This is going to be your personality. This is going to be your mindsets. This is going to be the very essence of who you are and how you operate. This is going to be housed in all of the experiences that you've had is your soul, your emotions, your mindsets. So when we think about as a believer, we are spirit, soul, and body. Those three things house and encompass us. Oftentimes you hear mind, body, spirit. And I really love the biblical definition of that, because when we think about that, it's more about how God made us and our soul. Your mind is included in your soul, right? But your emotions are important. And so when we think about this, I want you to think about like a triangle, if you will, and that being the three parts of the triangle. And for us, as we're unlocking this high performance, I want you to think about, if you will, putting a cross right in the middle of all that. Jesus is the center of it all. And when we start with that in mind, almost the end in mind, then our lives go so much better. But today I want to give you three things that you need for you to operate in a way that is authentic and that is you fully living. And I want to break down those three things. So today I really want to just break down the magnificence of who you are as an integrative being, your body, your soul, your spirit. And these three core things help us come to this thriving life. And the first part, so of the three things, the first thing that I feel like you need for this thriving life or this fit soul life is wholehearted, a sense of wholeheartedness, wholehearted living. This is living fully alive. This is the place that things have happened to you. Life has been not great all the time. You've endured some things, and you are still living from a place of being wholehearted. When we really understand that Jesus came to give us life and life to the full, and that our circumstances don't have to diminish that. I was, in fact, listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about Joni Eareckson Tada, and I don't know if you're familiar with her, but she was paralyzed. I can't remember at what age, but from the time that she was a teenager, I can't remember her exact age. And they were just talking about, and if you don't know her story, look her up. Her story's fascinating. So she was, I believe, a quadriplegic, and she found purpose and found meaning for her life. And even though she was bound in a wheelchair for the rest of her life, she was able to start thinking, well, I can pray more. And she was really able to shift herself and to use her life. And she became a a beautiful artist and an author and used her life well. Okay, so living from a place of truly being wholehearted, being fully alive, understanding that there is something for me in my life, that God's got a plan for even me in my life, even with the successes or the mistakes, all the things. Okay, number two is going to be your relationships. Okay, so your relationship, number one, with God, your relationship with God, how is that? Do you have an intimate relationship with the Lord? I know there was a time in my life where I was so busy, too busy. And I just remember very clearly, you hit those moments and it's like you draw a line in the sand, and I'm like, whatever I'm doing, this is not working. And the number one thing that I knew I needed in my soul and in my spirit was intimacy with God. I needed to abide with him and be with him and not just check off a quiet time in the morning and move on about my day. No, like I needed intimacy. So your relationship with God and spending time with him, it is the spirit in our relationship. It is the spirit that sets us free. It is in freedom. It's in the spirit that we're free. So spending that time with the Lord, let him speak to you through his word, not just let me do my spiritual disciplines. No, like out of love for God and out of this is my I hate to say success strategy, but like this is without God, I am nothing. And so growing that relationship, so your relationship with God, your relationship with yourself. How is your relationship with yourself? And the places where you're feeling stuck and you're struggling with not having a good, healthy self-esteem needs to be challenged. And then the third part of that would be your relationship with others. When it comes down to, at the end of the day, we're relational beings. We are created for interpersonal relationships. And relationships are messy, but they require time, they require energy, they require grace and forgiveness on all of our parts. So really identifying this, place of living from this wholehearted, fully alive place, from this relationships. And then the third thing of this framework today is purpose. Science shows us that we have to have a sense of meaning and purpose. Ephesians 2:10 is the purpose pathway scripture. I'm going to loosely say it off the top of my head, but that we are God's workmanship. We are created in him for good works that he prepared for us ahead of time that we should go and do. You are a masterpiece. You are magnificently created. And God has specific works that he wants just you to do with your beautiful, amazing, fantastic personality and the spiritual gifts that he's put inside of you, with your skill sets. There is something for you to do. I was reminded, I used to pray regularly, Lord, here's my assignment today. And every time I pray that, there is an assignment. It is very clear. And so if you're struggling, like, I don't know what my purpose is, I just want to help you. Part of understanding your purpose is just understanding better how you're created, how God the Father has actually created you. One of the questions that you can ask yourself is how is someone's life better because they've crossed your path? And thinking about your life from this purpose-filled place is, What contributions do you want to leave in this world? What legacy do you want to leave with the people that matter most to you? And making sure that your actions are congruent with that your actions are congruent with the best of who you are, and focusing on that. So when we really start to think about living from this place of wholehearted living with thriving and having an emphasis on our relationships, living from a place of purpose, and understanding that in your own life, in your soul, your body, and your spirit, that these things will help you, with Christ as the center, really come alive. And understanding that you're created for purpose in all of this, and there's a purpose in every single season of your life. And so, as before we move on into the next framework, think about these things. Think about, where's the gap in your life right now with living fully alive? Where are you struggling with that? You know, when we think about John 10:10, that Jesus comes to give us life and life to the full, I think to myself, how am I doing with that in this current battle that I'm walking through, or this struggle that I'm facing? The scripture says that joy and peace are ours, and we can access it at any time. And so as you're thinking about wholehearted relationships and purpose, think about in your own life, where's the gap of where you are right now and where you want to be, and what's been promised to you as a believer. As we think about unlocking this high performance, and it's more about unleashing the potential that's already inside. For you to understand these basic fundamentals of just the essence of who you are will really start to unlock that next level. So you're created for a thriving, beautiful life. And it's based on who you already are, like your true self, your true identity in the way that God has made you. So think about these things. I'm going to keep this pretty short, and I'm going to keep this pretty succinct today. I want to leave you with just a few questions. Are you pursuing your purpose in the things that you feel that God's got for you? What is the message that your life is sending through actions? Think about that. And what's the vision for your life? What's the vision for your career? What's the vision for your relationships? What's the vision for your health? What's the vision for your spiritual life? What do you want? What is it that you want? So as you are thinking about that, I want to encourage you to journal on these things. And I just want to leave you with this last thought. Life can happen on automatic pilot if we let it. And you are created for so much. God has gifted you with so many beautiful blessings, even if you don't right now recognize them. You're gifted with so many beautiful blessings. This life is an absolute gift. This day is an absolute gift. And the more that you can understand the beautifulness and the gift of life, and with that, our days are numbered. We're not promised tomorrow. So with that, we have a responsibility. And so I want to really walk you through this framework. Next week, I'm going to walk you through the Fit Soul framework, and the 4 things that I think that you absolutely have to have to live a thriving, flourishing life. We're going to talk about the habits, high performance habits, and then we're going to wrap it up with what does that look like in the 6 pillars that you need in your life to have mastery on these. All right. I want to say thank you so much for joining me here. And if you are finding that you want to get to the next level, if you have never worked with a coach before, that has been one of the catalysts of my life, is just really being able to have the accountability and the structure to move my life forward. I want you to know that I do one-on-one coaching as a certified high performance coach. We will work through a framework. I'll give you tools and help you get to the next level. Learning these tools has been a game changer for me. I have accomplished more goals in a shorter amount of time. I've lost 10 pounds this year. I have, my business is thriving and flourishing, and I'm planning more. I'm planning a retreat coming up. I'm going to wrap up a journal that I've been working on. I'm able to do so much more because I finally got real clarity around this. So by the end of the series, I really want you to have clarity. I want you to have focus and know that this is available for you too. And if you've never worked with a coach and you kind of want to get to that next level, or you do know that you want to get to the next level. So I do high performance coaching, business branding coaching. You can check out the show notes and just schedule a free call, and we will hop on a call, see if it's a good fit for you. All right, friends, I can't wait to join you next time so we can continue this conversation. All right, have an amazing day.